Oh, hold on. Thing a little bit up. Okay. Dealing with bigger manifestations. Welcome in. It's Monday Live. Back at it. This hat's all fucked up. But you can't fuck this up. Washed it too much. Anyway, as you guys know, I was out of commission for a brief period of time. I'm back. I cannot smoke a cigar right now because a manifestation came true in this room. As you see in the bottom corner over here, where's it at? Right there. It's hard to see, but the little clone troopers over here. So, if you guys know, you know I'm a big Star Wars fan. So, I'm showing you there's no effort. This is like a perfect segue into the manifestation lesson of today. So, they talk about you got a house, you should decorate it, try to make it nice. You guys see, I style things, right? Ink's daughter sending me that, and Ink sending me the shirt, and then Ink sending me the manifestation of the squishy stress ball, the little Hulk figure my mom found when I did the bodybuilding show, all that stuff, like all the, try to decorate the place in my own way, right? Well, I was thinking, I'm like, well, what is something that I used to like a lot, something I collect? It's like I collect the 3.75-inch Clone Troopers. So I'm like, all right, so I got that collection, and something I always wanted. And when I was 19, 20 years old, I built up a big collection, boxed it all up, and I don't got it with me no more. So I mean, I didn't sell it or nothing, but I have it all put away. And then Lily's like, "Oh, you should display it and stuff," but it's like it's stored somewhere else. So I'm like, I'm too lazy to go. It's like I wish I could just have the figures here already, and then the shelves I have, like this one, like the floating shelves, I could put them up. And then I got like the TV stand where like all these little things that me and Lily win in claw machines. It's one of the things I do with her is like on date night, if we see a claw machine or anything like rubber ducky related, boom, we're gonna go like win that claw machine. So that's pretty much cramped up. But I got one clone trooper I brought over there, and I seen him there. I'm like, it would be cool if I had a whole bunch. And I just kept getting this thought, like, I got more of them, I hang them off on little shelves and stuff like that. And when I was a little kid, I was like, when I'm older and I get a place, I'm gonna do that and like have a whole bunch of shelves to display all my figures and stuff like that. Well, I never did it. I've been here 2-3 years already, and it's like I've never done that. And I was like, okay, well, let's. I wasn't even trying to manifest really. It's just, but I just kept getting that scene flashing in my head, and one of the things is anything you play in your mind again and again and again will become reality, whether you wanted to or not. That's why you have to be very careful and be the guardian of your own mind. In this case, there was nothing crazy about it. It's just a small little manifestation. I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if? And I'm looking over here, I got the whole collection laid out on the floor and stuff like that. The one figure I pictured was not in here, just his helmet was. But I wanted a big collection for this place. I go on Facebook Marketplace because I get a suggestion about a building, like a lead on a building there that I could rent out and run a gym out of. Well, it's 2 hours away, so I'm like, this gym ain't going to do shit for me. It's not going to work. So I click off. I'm talking to somebody. More or less, he's just rambling to me about something. And I was like, all right, well, while this guy's talking, and it's like it was nothing really important. He was just like ranting and this real negative conversation. I look on the Facebook Marketplace, and it's like, I see the Millennium Falcon. I'm like, oh, I remember my brother had that. It's like only $100, and there's some figures in there. I'm like, I should get that for my brother and give him the Millennium Falcon. I click it, and I'm like, well, I wonder if I'll offer $85 or something. I send it to my other buddy from the gym who's a big Star Wars collector too. He's like, bro, I'm going to make an offer. I'm like, hold up, I found this. So I make an offer, and then anyway, I get there, and I'm like, wouldn't it be great? It took me forever to get there. I'm like, wouldn't it be wonderful if, there's more figures or whatever? And I get there, and there was more, so I paid $200 for this huge lot of stuff worth like probably $2-3 grand. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, if you sell it the right way and take your time, it's worth a lot. But I'm like, you know what? This works perfectly for decorating my place. And I'm like, it's pretty cool. And it was something that was a mini manifestation, but it just kind of shows wherever your mind goes and whatever you focus on the most, it will come to reality. And now that would be classified as a small manifestation. I didn't need clone troopers. I didn't need anything to decorate the house. I didn't need, well, everyone could use an extra $2-3 grand, right? But it's like, and I did have this assumption too. I said, next time I get some, I'm going to like get back into toy photography and get into selling stuff online. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, long story short, I wound up with this huge lot of clone troopers, and it was something I really didn't care about. I didn't need them. I know I already had some, but they were accessible, but not readily accessible if I wanted to do what I was going to do. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. Like it doesn't matter. So when the job, when the dream car, when the money, when SP feels as casual to you to think of and imagine like that, it becomes an easier trust building process where you can just say, you know what, I'm going to have this imaginal act, and it just feels good to imagine it and trusting that it's going to play out. But you don't go back and think about it. I didn't think about getting these figures here like all the time, all day, every day. I was just like, that'd be cool. And like I had that intention at first. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep and just visualize this one particular figure. And I was like, I'm gonna get that figure. And it's gonna go right next to this other one that I already have up there. But that one didn't come with it. It wound up actually being something better. And like all the parts of it were there. So it's like, oh, that's a bird before land, which means I'm gonna find another big lot somewhere. But when you start focusing on things and just without any reservations of like, well, what if I don't get it? What if I do? It's like, no, wouldn't it be wonderful if I did? Wouldn't it be cool if that happened? It's like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted today, but you go home and you're thankful for it anyway. This is the show and the test of strength and patience and all the other things that come with manifesting. Last week I gave the quick breakdown. Know exactly what you wanted. It's like know exactly what you want. Visualize it. Feel that you have it already. How do you change like having this thing? So it's like for me, it's like, oh, I'm more open about like, oh, it's a nerdy hobby and collecting. In the time I was doing this, I wound up running into meeting a friend who's actually into the same hobby. And it's like, we're both dudes who you would not expect. Like there's two big dudes from the gym. You would not expect us to be, sitting here collecting Star Wars figures, but we both are on the same path, right? So long story short, or a very, very long story short, it's not the size of the manifestation, it's how you use your techniques, right? And again, as I always tell you guys, techniques are tools. And you're just going in your bat utility belt like Batman and pulling out whatever tool feels best in that moment. Like sometimes revision's going to feel better, sometimes visualizing, sometimes scripting, whatever it is, those things are going to feel like, those are the things you're going to focus on, and they'll feel right when the moment is right. I'm just taking out the cigars out of my pocket. But I am happy to see you guys. Hey. Anyway, it was a quick lesson that I just thought I'd bring up. So it's like the biggest thing is the topic actually came from my brother too. How do you make a manifestation feel like it's not as important as it really is? How do you make something that feels like a level 10 scary thing feel like nothing? Because the more pressure you put on stuff and the more everything feels like, oh, this is level 10, like do or die. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. When you put the pressure on yourself, you stir up feelings of fear. Fear is the insinuation and expectation of failure. And when you're expecting something, you are receiving it. And there you go. That's what you get. Sicario, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Welcome in. I almost just choked to death on fucking coffee. You're good there. You're good, and I'm good too. I'm manifesting not fucking dying. I'm drinking a cup of coffee. But yeah, no, I'm good. Things are good. Just chilling. Like I said, like kind of coasting in life right now. It's like go to work, get your easy money, running the channel here and there, writing some stuff. Haven't been doing a ton of comedy or anything, but here and there I'm doing it. Going, taking classes to be a personal trainer, looking into opening a gym, manifested a whole new group of friends and stuff like that. So things have been pretty good. How about you, bro? Hopefully everything's been good. Drink that cup of coffee without choking to death. I gotta get a haircut today in the lineup. Opening a gym sounds very cool. Yeah, bro, it's something I'm looking into doing. It's like trying to find some guys who want to open it up with me. It's like, or do it myself, but there's like right now I'm very comfortable in life. So it's like, it's going to create a feeling of uncomfortability and it's going to shake things up. So I've been procrastinating on it. Not that it's going to be negative. It's just going to be work. And I've been being lazy lately. So just trying to get everything all in order, wait for me to get my training certificates and stuff like that. I fell behind getting sick and everything, so doing that. But I've taken on a couple personal training clients already. Been putting some work in with them, so they've been doing well. Just started training my brother the other day. Found like everything is like really a mini manifestation when you break it down too. Sticking to the topic of today, like bringing it back to that topic is like, I was like, I want to go to a gym where it feels like the old school vibes of like old school bodybuilding. I want to be able to be there with all my old friends and stuff like that. I want to find a group of guys who are into all the same stuff as me and everything. And next thing you know, I don't really watch people's stories online and stuff like that. I go through the stories. I see my buddy Danny getting ready for a bodybuilding show. I see he's in like this underground gym. And I was like, I wanted a gym that was close to my parents' place because I like to stop by and visit them. So it's like, boom, I found a place I grew up there. It's been there for my whole life. 3-4 blocks away from my parents' house. This underground gym. And it's like, I'm the only person there. Got the whole gym to myself, all these old school weights. Group of my buddies, the 2 guys that I started lifting with back in the day, like we weren't lifting together, but we were in the same environment, same friend group and stuff like that. And it's like, we go there. I go to my buddy's bodybuilding show. I meet this other group of guys. We're all into the same stuff. Like me and the one dude we even collect Star Wars figures. So we were like getting into that, and it was like boom, mini manifestation of like, oh damn, there's a small little gym here. And I was like, I wish my brother would work out with me. My brother just signed up at the gym too, so he's getting more into that. And it's like I had this manifestation, get my brother a good group of friends too, and it's like well, we're all hanging out and stuff again. And next thing you know, now it's like he's in our group of friends and. Some friends from my past came back up, and I was like, I just got like this. I've just been kind of coasting and being bummy, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's just I've been bumming it and just weekends chilling with Lily. I got a weekly cigar club that we started, like a men's club. So we go out for cigars and we just shoot the shit, make jokes, fuck around, and tell stories. And it's just kind of a good like men's social club that we put together, sticking to my lifting and just kind of bumming it. But that's where I've been. But all those things were like little manifestations of wouldn't it be wonderful if, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had a group of friends into the same thing? And here's a quick one the other day. We were out having cigars. And one of the guys wasn't in the group. And I told my one buddy, and I'm like, where's he at? He goes, I just saw him this morning. I cut his hair. I'm like, wait, you cut hair? And I just thought, I'm like, about switching barbers. And I'm like, I'd like to go to a barber who is more convenient and like, might even do. I thought like, what if he does house calls and stuff? My boy does house calls, and he cuts hair. And he goes, bro, I've been seeing your beard. He goes, I want to line that motherfucker up. So it's like, all right, so perfect. Like even something little like that. When you just kind of have that's where self concept comes in. You build in this self concept that everything's working out in your favor, and that life happens for you, not to you. You can just get a thought in your head like, hey, wouldn't this be wonderful? Boom, it's going to happen. It starts to happen faster the more confident you are because you expect it. Versus someone lives life in fear. They can do everything right, but somehow everything goes wrong for them, if that makes sense. Now's the time. A lot of kids start going to the gym. So true. Yes, Sakari, I said this the other day. I'm like, when I was young and in high school, nobody fucking worked out. I was one of the only guys lifting weights. There was this dude, Mark, who was 2 years older than me, had the body of a grown-ass man when I was a sophomore and he was a senior. Then there was a dude who was a year ahead of me. I think it was Pete. Pete had like a pretty good build too. He was like the bodybuilder of them. Then by the time I got the senior year, it was me was the big guy. But it was like in my time of high school, it's like nobody really like focused in and dialed in on the bodybuilding. And it took a bad thing of losing my like not getting recognized on the football team, send me into bodybuilding where it's like I have a direct control over this and kind of line more up with manifesting thoughts and stuff with me where nobody could have any effect on anything but other than me. But now I see every fucking high school kids there. The gyms are packed with high school kids. And that started happening a couple of years ago. So it's like, hold on. I lost you guys. I don't know why the fucking computer just threw me off. Bart, it has been a while, brother. Good to see you. Hope everything's been good with you. You book any auditions or any new roles or anything like that? Hopefully it's going good. Yeah, but just figured I'd come on here, check in with you guys, do our Monday thing. I've been kind of out of it. It's like I've been trying to find like motivation to continue doing like mystic stuff, but it's like I feel I've made a topic on every video. You guys have seen me through my ups, through my downs. You've seen me bring in the manifestation. I've had a couple really popular videos. It's like I just feel sometimes you get tired telling the same stories again and again because or giving the same advice again and again. I know that there's money in it and you could be successful with it. And it's like, but I see a lot of these coaches and it's like you go on live every day and you say the same thing. It's like for me, I crave stimulation and change and movement in life. But I also know there's a importance to discipline and doing the same thing again and again, such as a diet or working out and stuff like that, and even your mental diet. But it's like sometimes it gets boring to say the same thing again and again. I kind of like the thing where I'm checking in and then like talking to you guys, or I get a situation thrown at me in a Q&A and it's like going through with that versus making the same videos. But now with the membership channel, which I completely forgot I had someone sign up, and I've had people sign up here and there, and I kept saying, unsubscribe, and I thought I took it down, but it's still up there. And I just had 2 people, and I want to shout them out too because one of the things I said I would do with it. It's I think she's using the screen name. I don't want to use her real name, so I am uniquely beautiful and Christy. Thank you both for being members to the channel, and I'll be dropping a video for there today, but a more esoteric stuff and like other spiritual type content that's interesting to me. Like I just had someone tell me the story about their encounter with the devil, and then I thought I would get into talking about good and evil and more spiritual and esoteric stuff that goes deeper than manifestation. I had my ghost story with the Grim Reaper. I told that story though, I think on the comedy channel a long time ago or a live stream, but just putting stuff over there, it's a little bit different, more fun to make versus like telling the same story again and again. I do that stuff with and then when I get coaching clients, it's like you go tell the story again and you pull back, you go to unique situations that you've had and that maybe I haven't listed on the channel. I've been getting into working with spirits. I know it sounds crazy, but I was drawn to it. Hey, Sakari, that's crazy because I just talked about that too. I didn't even read your comment. It's funny that you're doing that too, because I actually made very good friends with a medium who I've talked about her before. She's really good. She's worked cold cases and stuff, and they've actually solved it and got the people. She tapped into my thing, and I did this like a year ago, looking to disprove her, and we've actually become very good friends. And we both keep getting this draw, like something's telling us we got to work with each other and help each other. And it's like, for me, it's like, she's channeled a relative who I just lost, like out of nowhere. We were in the middle of talking about a collab and then boom, he came through. So it's pretty cool. Like she's legit and she's on there. If you guys go on, TikTok, Gina the Medium, she's really good. But she's been taking a break for a while. So not sure if she's back yet. Allowing things to unfold on the perfect path, brother. God bless. That's awesome, brother. I'm glad. That's the best way to live it. That's kind of where I am right now too. It's like I have things I want and I'm going to let them unfold the way that they should and when they do, because I'm just happy with life the way it is. It's like I feel like sometimes drawn to like, I got to go do more. But it's like I'm just happy doing what I'm doing now. Like I'm happy in life, but sometimes you feel if you're not doing a certain thing that you're not doing enough. But it's like just being happy is the message of life. In 2-3 generations, no one's going to remember us anyway. Even if look at even all these great legendary people who all throughout history, you can be remembered like that. But it's like, for me, I used to be obsessed with that. Now I'm not no more. You said, yeah, the Grim Reaper. I could tell that story too. Since we're only 20 minutes in out of the hour. I believe it's very good for dealing with court stuff. I'm confused by that, Sakaria. What's good for court stuff? You believe it's very good for dealing with court stuff? Oh, it's a demon dealing with court stuff? Oh, see, I don't channel nothing like that. I just stick with I grew up Catholic, so I got to stick with what I know. Because even with my manifesting stuff, I stick to more like the Bible related things. And it's like I learned through Neville, through I'm interested in hearing about all this stuff. So like I listen to everything. But like Neville and Joseph Murphy and Florence, they all use the Bible to teach it. I grew up in a Catholic community. So it's like listening to all that, it's like for me, even when I first learned manifesting, it's like, oh shit, I'm going to fucking hell for believing this stuff. So I was like, oh no, I'm not. But then you realize it's like when you really get into like what Jesus was preaching and stuff, it's like, oh shit, this is like fucking manifesting. It's exactly like, pray as though it has already happened. That's giving gratitude for something before it happens. I've seen miracles happen with gratitude and all these great things. So yeah, that's kind of more the background I come from, but it's like whatever works for you guys. I would say though, like I said, getting into the good and evil stuff, be careful with that. It's like you don't need to make deals with people or not people, but like demons or entities and stuff like that. You don't need to make certain deals because it's like Neville said, it's God's good gift to give you the manifestation, right? Or whatever your thing is. So whatever you ask for, you will receive. I'm not, and like I said, I'm not like a real religious person or like going to get out here preachy and stuff like that. But I do believe in the Bible and stuff like that. I do believe that we don't die, that we just continue on, that there are probably forces of good and evil, but it's whatever you give attention to. If you're someone who focuses on bad and evil, you're going to get that back because not just karma, but it's like that's what your mind is understanding and you're stuck in. Or versus if you're focused on good and everything like that. But yeah, that's interesting though. I didn't know that. I didn't know none of that. Because I was gonna say I thought you misspelled believe. Hey there, yeah, you did catch me, Nan. Jumping on a live real quick. We're 20 minutes in. I was talking about like on the membership channel how like I was thinking about switching up and like talking about other topics and stuff like that, spiritual stuff. And it's funny because Sakari over here brought up like speaking with the dead and the demons and stuff like that. So I was like, oh shit, like there's like I brought up like extra like stuff that's outside the realm of manifesting but still within because everything is all tied together. And then it's almost like, oh, there's a sign. Keep talking about stuff. But Nan told me a crazy story too about you mentioned demon. Nan told me about she had an encounter with the devil, and I mentioned my story about the encounter with the Grim Reaper. I didn't tell the story, but maybe that will be for the channel, the membership channel. I think that's a story I'll tell today. Then we were talking about, no manifestation is big or small. I like how you put the little double emoji on there too. Snowballed into the life glow up after dropping the important, stopped waiting, and now I'm peaceful regardless of good or bad news, knowing the gaining at all times. Nothing is truly lost. Preach it. Yeah, exactly, Bart. I'm on the same page as you with that. Where it's like, what do you call it? I'm just happy and content. And like we all obviously want to grow and excel and stuff like that, but being happy with where you are and just enjoying life, even if you don't have every single thing you want now, you're just enjoying life as it is because it's happening for you, not to you. I'm like, what's it called? Like at one point, like if my younger version of me saw myself now, I'd be like, oh, you need to be doing this and this and this and capitalize on this and focus on money. But when I stop, that's just like money comes to me, rolls in, it's cool. I got more spiritual. It's like I just feel good connecting with people. It's like I get out of work. Like I'm blessed with like a good work schedule now. So then I'm just able to chill and like what's it called? Just like get out of work, go to the gym, and I still got time. I could do this. I'm studying to be a personal trainer. I'm doing like, and then I'm going to go get into what's the other thing? Hypnotherapy after this too. I get certified in that. And being sick and stuff threw me off on my scheduled plan. But today I'm getting back into studying and stuff. So it's like I'm just kind of going with life and just enjoying it as it comes, because I trust that all of it does happen for me. Man, I should have you come on the membership channel and you could tell that story. That was a crazy story. Yeah, I told Lily that story the other night too that Nan told me. I was like, it's insane. Then my story with the Grim Reaper, those will be two good ones. Well, if you're free today, we should do that. I'm working out with Lily after I get off the live. We're gonna run to the gym together because she left elotes at the house. I have to bring to her. Bro, what's it called? Josh, I got to interview you too. We'll put all this stuff on the membership channel. I'm surprised you played with a Ouija board after after seeing the devil. Yeah, it's almost like, the power that is put behind things is crazy. It's like once you put power behind something, that's like the collective consciousness belief on something. Like whatever we all have belief on, like a Ouija board. Ouija board is just a bunch of letters and a little thing or whatever. But so many people believed in it being bad that like bad stuff comes from it. I don't know. I never touched the Ouija board, but that's just my understanding of it. Because it's like, the idea. Here's my philosophy on the spiritual concept of stuff. The idea of the devil and evil and bad coming to get you. It represents to me something about life happening to you. So life, like that's a force outside of yourself that you cannot control that's coming to get you, which shows that there is something bad out there. But when you look into like, religion and politics go hand in hand, creating something fearful or to be afraid of, an evil entity out there, creating fear in a person, which means they expect to see it. Like even in Anne's story, there was like a expectation to see the devil. You start to build up that story behind it, and there's a collective energy towards that evil. Eventually, it's going to show up or present itself in your life. So when you remove attention from it, third party, the devil, evil, bad things happening to you, you remove attention from that, and you only get excited and you enjoy the moment you're in, and you look for good. You start to expect and receive good. So, and you only see good things, and everything's a blessing and stuff like that. So, so anyway, long story short, on that is just be careful where your attention goes, because we all have good and bad within us, and we have to, if we focus on bad, that bad stuff will manifest. I was told it was just a toy and it really didn't work. But let me tell you, when I was playing by myself, you were playing by yourself too. It was actually moving. That's when I started to believe. What I realized was evil gets the power from our fear. Oh, so you said the same thing I was thinking too. Yeah, because you told me the one story about in the haunted house. She told me a story about her sister too, where she was like, "Wouldn't it be scary if the lights turned off and the door creaked closed?" I was like, you know what? That's crazy, because then the exact thing happened. It's the power of your mind. She did a "wouldn't it be wonderful" exercise, but wouldn't it be scary if? And we have a lot of that in our life. Wouldn't it be scary if? And we kept thinking about this one specific thing happening. At work, I've noticed this too in the trades. If you're real tired and you're going to work, it's like, man, I really wouldn't want to deal with a leak today. The exact type of leak coming from the certain area that you really didn't want to deal with, that is what you will get that day, within minutes usually. So that's why you turn your brain off, because those things will not happen. Like, I had an easy week the other week. Nothing happened. No calls, no nothing. My last hour, I wound up getting stuck on overtime and stuff like that because there was a leak. And I was like, wouldn't it be awful if there was a leak? So you got to be careful. Definitely not a toy. It's got to be a doorway for an entity to attach if you're open. Like Nick said, yeah, if you're open to it. So we're at 30 minutes now. I try to make it last an hour. If you guys get any questions, I kind of go over a lot of stuff. So I feel like more people watch this in the replay. So I just kind of leave it up for the replay. Over at this part, I could plug it. Like I said, after we get off here, I'm gonna go make a video for the what do you call it? The membership channel. We're over on Discord if you guys want to sign up over there. If you want coaching, that's in there. And probably run to the bank this week and go get it, where it's like I could accept credit cards too for coaching, because I know it's not as easy for everybody to, if you just want to pay cash, it's coaching is $150 for a session. So I try to keep it cheaper than some of the other coaches, but yeah, so it'll be easier once I get all that stuff rolling. Me and my buddy laid out baby powder in a haunted abandoned house and found hoof prints when we returned. Place was too creepy for either of us to go back alone and pull a prank. That's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there. I always had like a fascination with the occult and the aliens and all that stuff like that. I've always been interested in all this stuff. And manifesting I've known about since I was 16, so it's like that was always something I was interested in. And I had this thought as a kid, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be crazy if the whole world was just created for you? And when I got older, it was like, man, manifesting kind of shows that the world was created for each one of us. We all have our own personal reality and our own track that how we're going to experience things, you know. So yeah. Anyway, that like we all have our own personal reality where things are going to work out in our favor. Tell them about the other story I told you, the keys on my daughter's foot. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll tell that story real quick. We're going to get in. This is kind of like a little preview for what will be on the membership channel. But I mean, the stories will be here too because I always leave these up. But we'll start interviewing people with that and other stories, manifestation, successes, stuff like that. I don't know if I'm seeing things or I know there's a fly in the room, but I just saw like a white orb shoot past me like that. I don't know if that got picked up on camera or if that was from me blinking. So anyway, Nan told me another story too about this was in the same haunted house, I believe, that she said she was living in, but everyone believed the back room was haunted or whatever. She had her daughter. She put her daughter in the back room as a nursery or whatever. She didn't believe. She's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to remove attention from it and stuff. But like, here's where I talk about collective energy. So even if you're removing attention from something, there won't be any bad stuff. What do you call it? You remove attention from it, you don't expect any bad stuff. But deep down, you grew up there. You know about this place, so there's a deep-seated belief. This is why sometimes, like in manifesting, when bad things happen and you think you've cleared your mind or impressed your subconscious, you have your deep underlying belief is like sitting with you more. So anyway, she makes it a nursery for the baby or whatever, and has like the little plastic keys for the baby. And I didn't know this because I don't have children, but she said if you put something in the baby's hand, the baby grips it and like won't let go of it. So she said she tried to give the baby like the little keys or whatever, like the little plastic keys, but she didn't hold the keys. So then she said, oh, okay, whatever. And she put it on the nightstand next to the baby, whatever. She goes and does dishes and stuff, comes right back to the room. And the baby's got the keys. And she's like, oh, okay, like that's crazy. And I was like, well, could the baby have reached over? She's like, yeah, I guess you could have made that argument and stuff. So then she goes and says, okay, if there's anything here and you're friendly and good, I grant you permission to be here, whatever. It's fine as long as you're happy. She said she couldn't make her baby smile. Sometimes it took her like an hour to make the baby smile. But whenever she would change her, the baby was watching the ceiling and smiling and stuff like something's there. And then she said, so after the thing with the keys, the next day she has a party at the house and her cousin brings a dog. The dog runs in the room and starts barking like crazy. And they see there's pee on the floor. So they're like, and the dog's barking at the closet. And then her cousin's like, is this place haunted? She goes, no. And if it is, that the ghost is just like yelling at your dog for peeing in my daughter's room. So the dog, they clean up the pee, get the dog out, whatever. The next day, she's even more curious. So she takes those plastic keys again and she leaves them somewhere where the baby can't get them, like far across the room. She goes, all right, if you're really here, show me and give the baby the keys. And she goes away for like 15 minutes, does dishes, whatever, comes back. And then on the baby's foot, the keys are hanging on her foot, like in there, like she like threaded it through the foot or whatever, because the big circle ring goes over the foot. And she said after that, she moved the baby out of the room. It's like, whatever, like good or bad, like it's weird not to have the baby there. Well, then they go to Mexico and they go get the sugar skulls and stuff like that. And she said that when her baby used to sit in all the way up to like when she was 2 years old, she would sit there and stare at the back room and watch the door for that bedroom. And when they showed her the sugar skull, she goes, "Kukui, kukui," and points to the back room. And I knew the word, but I forgot what it meant because my Spanish is pretty shit, and it means like boogeyman in Spanish. So basically, whatever the baby was seeing was something that was a skull-like boogeyman in that room. So that's pretty crazy. But like those like type of stories I want to talk about and like share with on the membership channel. I think those are pretty good. Something different, and it's like more fun to make and talk about, and it's still spiritual. It's still esoteric and mystical and stuff like that, and throw some success stories in there. But yeah, I guess sometimes you just get burned out doing the same videos again and again. So it's like, that's why I haven't been around here. I haven't been feeling the urge to go back to the comedy or filmmaking. It's like I was doing the fitness vlogs for a minute, but then I kind of lost momentum on that. So it's like losing interest in stuff. So it's like I just do things when I feel like them. And if anyone needs me or they feel like they need coaching and something, I am accessible. There is a way to get to me. I will, buckle down and do sessions and stuff like that. And I'm always available and stuff like that. But in terms of creating and adding new stuff, it's like I feel like I've talked about almost everything there is. I've answered questions. Like the amount of lives was almost 5, 6, was it not probably about 500 or 500 plus videos on the channel. So it's like did a lot of stuff. It's like I don't know what else to cover. But that's why I always say, like, if you guys are members in the Discord or if you leave comments, I will make videos on whatever you guys talk about. That time of year is approaching. That is true too. That's Halloween's one of my favorite times of year too. Why is it after you manifest something, it is not that big of a deal? So that's kind of like the topic I was talking about. Like you think you're going to feel complete, and then you get it, and you don't have the feeling you thought you were going to have. Perfect question to kind of segue into what this topic of this was. Like I said, my brother gave me the topic for the video, like how do you make a big manifestation feel like a not so big deal? And it's the same thing when it comes down to it. It's like when you get the manifestation, it's not going to feel like a big deal. Think about everything in your life right now. It doesn't feel like a big deal. You almost feel kind of bored or no excitement or something. It's the unknown that creates excitement and fear and the emotional instability and stuff like that. So manifesting an SP, you don't know what's going to happen yet, but you do. And then you get the hot and cold behavior. And then now there's excitement, there's movement, but is this it? Is it not? There's fear. And then you're fighting the fear and there's something happening. But when you truly get to that stage of like, oh, I don't really care if I have this or not, then it appears. And it's like, kind of like what my dad said, when you least expect it, it shows up because it feels natural to you. You don't think about, like, today's Monday. My work week starts on a Tuesday. I'm not thinking about it now, but I know when I go to bed that I'm going to have to be up at a certain time to go to work. I don't have any feelings towards that. It's just something that's going to happen that I have to do. When Friday rolls around, I know that I'm going to see Lily. And if I don't see her, then okay, whatever. I'm not going to see her because she's got this going on or this came up for me or whatever. But it's an assumption that I have is going to happen, that the relationship is good and secure and everything's fine. And I just realized right now I'm wearing the shirt that I met her in too, my old beat up workout shirt, and we're going to be at the gym together today. But the point is, it feels normal and natural. Like, oh, I'm going to go meet her at the gym. Before it was like this huge big thing, like it's new and exciting and unknown, versus once you feel something natural, it's a part of your life. Like, your parents are going to love you. That your siblings are going to act a certain way. Your friends are always going to be a certain way towards you because you've seen enough of it. And from the first time you see something, you kind of build a story to that person or to that event or to that circumstance, whatever it is. You put together a story of like, this is what this is and this is what it means. And here's how it's going to be. And here's how this person is. And then you'll see again a little bit of evidence, or you'll find a way to turn that evidence into what it is or it isn't. And then that just continues to keep building a story on somebody, versus like, in terms of a relationship, let's use mine, for example, again, like I meet and fall for a certain person, but then I see one action that aligns with something that someone who is not like this person would do. And then I start looking for evidence of how she's like that. And then she becomes a whole nother person. Then it was a negative, unfavorable person for me and the relationship and what I wanted, catching feelings and stuff like that. So then in terms of her becoming someone who likes me and wants to be with me and things like that, I had to change my story. So even though I didn't see evidence of something, I start looking for evidence and building a new story for somebody. And then it eventually becomes so normal and natural and like it doesn't really matter because you know it to be true. Unless, like right now at this point, it would be very hard. I would have to spend a lot of time remembering only the bad things that happened, and not saying that it hasn't. Like sometimes I do go back and I'll remember those things, and then fights will arise and bad things will happen and stuff like that because you can't let go of it. And sometimes you won't say nothing, but it will manifest like as soon as you start thinking about it, because you're changing reality by focusing on something that's bad. So when you're with somebody, and it's not just a relationship, but friends or coworkers or family or whatever, you want to change a relationship. Like I've had people change relationships with their kids, with their parents, with their siblings, because they chose to focus on the good memories, the good times, and how they would rather identify that person and be with them. And when you're not seeing somebody in terms of a specific person, meaning anybody, any relationship in life with any specific person, you change how you see them mentally. You forget about it, you let it go, and you stay detached from it, because in a normal relationship with someone, you don't have to think who are they or try to change it. It just becomes impressed into you, and then when you see them, that's how they are. So anyway, that's to answer that question. But we're at 40 minutes now, guys. If you guys got any, I think we'll wind up cutting it short because I didn't really have too much to say, I guess. But if you guys want to join the membership channel, I'll be making something today. If you want to join the Discord, I'm around. If you need coaching, I'm around. If you guys got questions, you can ask them now. Um, yeah, with that, we'll be wrapping it up. Give you guys like another minute or two to write anything if you just want. It's the quiet time. All right, I think we're good. I don't think anyone's got anything to ask, so we'll wrap it up. Hopefully, this helped you guys. If you got questions on anything or you got video ideas, let me know. Drop them below. I'll make those videos. I'll answer those questions. We're doing lives on Thursday or Wednesday nights now. It's not Thursday. Wednesday nights we're doing lives on the Discord. So we're doing group manifestation, group prayers, and like they've had a lot of success and a lot of people have been enjoying them, and success stories have been coming out of that. So hope you guys can join if you want to. If not, appreciate you anyway. If you need coaching, you also get access to the Discord when you buy a coaching session. If you want to be a member here, you can be a member here. So with that, love you guys very much. I will see you next Monday.